The Republican National Convention is in Tampa, and everyone wants to hear from the most popular woman in town.
It's really very exciting, and I feel quite blessed to have the opportunities that I had professionally and particularly.
Susan MacManus, professor of political science at the University of South Florida, is on deck for dozens of print, radio, and TV interviews.
I started my first convention analysis in 1992, so this is my 20th year of attending national political conventions. And I just love bringing all my pictures and crazy stories into the classroom and sharing what I've learned and what I've seen and explaining things to students based on some visuals as well as having been there in person. It's a great thing to be a professor during an election season. There's nothing like it. It shows that by far the economy is the big issue, creating jobs.
During a recent lecture in Ybor City, MacManus was honored to present her research to more than 100 college students from across the country. They are participating in the Washington Center program and are in Tampa to learn more about the politics of campaigns.
It is very energizing, and one of the things that I've learned over the years is that teaching goes beyond just the university.
Next, including analysis of today's election results from our political analyst, Dr. Susan MacManus.
So when I appear in media or give comments or whatever, I'm sharing my expertise and teaching others who may not pay as close attention to politics, as certainly not as I do, but it's teaching to a broader audience. So I have two teaching jobs. I teach to the university students, and I also teach to the community at large. Sometimes that means even international media.
MacManus has been appearing on WFLA News Channel 8 as a political analyst since she first attended the RNC with the news team in Houston, Texas in 1992.
And I caught the bug, and I will forever be grateful to News Channel 18 for giving me a shot at being an analyst. It's been a wonderful thing over the years to see things firsthand that others just read about. It's really interesting to students to see how we put things together as professionals and political scientists, the kind of things that we look at when we're analyzing elections. One of the points I made today was it's the simple things that really matter when you're trying to predict. So it's things as grocery prices, gas prices, how easy it is to sell your home, you know, how stressed you are financially. It's not always just a big picture theory, numbers kind of thing. It's just sometimes boils down to the common things of life, but you have to be attentive to them.
MacManus will have a front row seat at the RNC and will also travel to Charlotte to attend the Democratic National Convention.
Being at both conventions is the best of the best. You see both parties, all of their goals, all of their strategies.
MacManus says there are some key issues that most Americans are concerned with this election season.
Absolutely, the economy and jobs and housing, the recovery of the housing industry, and then you'd have to add also some of the big entitlement programs like health care and Medicare and Social Security, just because of the age composition of our state. But immigration is also another big issue with our diversity that's important to a lot of people. And the real dividing line this election season seems to be what people think is the role of the national government. Should they do more or should they do less in certain areas to help Americans who are in need? And the parties have very different perspectives on how to do that. They share a lot of commonalities in terms of identifying the problems, where there's differences in how to solve them.